Hey, Shalom, giving all praise unto Yabashim Hashabashim Kodash, the bonus unto the apostles of Great Millstone. Honest you brothers to be pushing this truth in sincerity throughout the four corners of the earth. The Baba Ibadi are coming out here to give you this truth for the grace and mercy of Yahweh, Bahashim, Yahweh Shai, Bashim Kodash. Giving all praise unto Yabashim Hashabashim Kodash. Right, so this is gonna be a relatively quick video, in transit style video, and I was I watched this track, this song. This is what you know as Afro beats. And this is from a popular artist out there from, I think he's Congolese or something like that. But the feature, Koffi Olomide, he's like the Congolese Isley, Ron Isley. He's like the Congolese Ron Isley. Anyways, so I always watch this video, and I watch a lot of these Congolese music, a lot of the Afro beats, a lot of the classics. You know, like Carolina, what's his guy, Awilo Longbo, right? What else? Who else comes to mind? Obviously, Koffi Olomide and many other individuals like that. That bugged out Jakes, okay, doing some crazy dance moves, and it always makes me think about Benjamin, right? The dance moves they do, okay, with the waist and everything, you know, over sexualized, you know, dancing bugged out moves that should only be brought out in the bedroom between two consenting adults. I always think about Benjamin whenever I watch these guys out there from the Congo. I have to admit, I always watch these. I always think about Benjamin, man. And I you know, it's my thinking that is probably Benjamin out there amongst the Congolese. But that's neither here nor there what exact tribe they are. What you've seen there is Jake getting down, playing, you know, the so-called African Jake music out there, and I suppose that's the point of the video. Okay, Jake is scattered throughout the four corners of the earth. Okay, Deuteronomy, the 28th chapter and the 64th verse. Right, the Most High shall scatter thee from one end of heaven even unto the other end of the earth. And that's what we see with the Negroes, Hispanics, Native Americans, man. Okay, you seen the Afro beats thing come over the world and take over the world, and that was actually quite incredible to watch as a Jake that grew up out here within England, and you know, he used to get cursed out for listening to the Afro music. You know, he used to get cursed out for listening to the Awilo, and you used to get cursed out for listening to the Koffi Olomide. But now, you know, times have changed, because the Most High kind of put that spirit on them African Jakes now, for them to be in the spotlight. Like a similar sort of a thing happened during the time of James Brown and the so-called conscious music that was coming out of Nigeria with Fela Kuti. You know, a very similar thing happened with regards to that. So you had Jake bringing out music out there within England, in America. They was bringing out the hip hop, and then the Most High, you know, put spirit on the Jake to out there within Africa to kind of gain a bit of a foothold within the music thing. And it's all expressions, various different expressions of the same spirit. Okay, because indeed these are Israelites that you're watching out there. You can tell by how enthusiastically they approach their you know, that culture, that bugged out culture that they got right now, which the Most High is going to revert it back to what it's supposed to be. Hey, we're going to be dancing in the kingdom, but ain't going to be no whining, you know. Ain't going to be a uncle in the corner catching a wine. You know, it's going to be righteousness. Unless he's in his own house, it's going to be in righteousness. Okay, and this is something that's going to be pushed out throughout the four corners of the earth. That, yeah, man, indeed you're Israelites, but it's more than knowing your heritage. It's more than just knowing that you're an Israelite. It's a whole tradition and culture that you're expressing, but you're expressing it on the left-hand side, and that must needs be corrected. So a lot of these Jakes are gonna die, man. A lot of these Israelites that are scattered throughout the four corners of the earth, they're gonna die, man. A lot of Jakes out there within the interiors of Africa, China, Japan, whatever, which place you want to choose. There's Jakes out there, but they're so ingrained with the culture of the people that they are living underneath. You got Jakes out there amongst the Japanese. I got a so-called friend in the world. Okay, he's out there within I think he's in Singapore or something like that, and he lives like he's from Singapore. Okay, he dates the women that's out there from Singapore or whatever. So what do you think his child's gonna be like? Child's gonna grow up like his mom. Child's gonna be influenced by his mother's culture. And again, now you got one Jake out there. Let's say he has 2 boys, 3 boys, whatever. You got a whole line of Jakes out there, a whole family of Jakes out there that actually think that they're from that particular land. That's what Jake did throughout the 4 corners of the earth, man. And wherever we go, we bring flavor. That's why you eat some of this food, like amongst these Punjabi people, where you got a lot of Jake, amongst them Elamites, where you got a lot of Jake. That's why we like eating that food, because it really, a lot of the times it's Jake. You're thinking it's Elam, right? And sometimes it really be Elam, right? But a lot of the times it's Jake, right? A lot of the times it's Jake, because when Jake goes out there amongst these heathens, man, they get all entangled with the women and fall in love with the women, fall in love with the culture, start speaking the language. That's why some of our forefathers was pissed off when Jake had their children speaking the language of the heathen, man. They was pissed off because it's like, yo, man, you're not teaching your kids of our culture. Okay, you ain't teaching of you ain't teaching them of how to live. So our forefathers was pissed, man. Okay, and again, the very similar thing that we see right now in the times that we're living in right now. You see a very similar thing where really, it's nice to see and recognize that this is Jake, but at the same time, you kind of pissed off. It's like, yo, man, come on, man, you gotta bring something more spiritual out. Okay, you gotta bring something more cultured out. But these Jakes are so-called none the wiser, and that's why we go out here, we teach this word so that it may reach the 4 corners of the earth, and Jake can see their shame. Doth not the scripture say within the book of Isaiah, the 58th chapter, cry aloud, spare not, lift up thy voice like a trumpet? Why? So that the Negroes, Hispanics, Native Americans can see their shame, man. Okay? So you can see their shame, man. You're living a bugged out life out here amongst these heathens, right? Thinking you're African, okay? Thinking you're Japanese, Chinese, whatever, which way the Most High has got your spirit, and you got you amongst these heathens. You're living a bugged out life, man. You need to return back onto the heritage that the Most High has given you. And the scripture says, within these last days, indeed, the Negroes, Hispanics, Native Americans, and the children of Israel that are scattered throughout the 4 corners of the earth, they're indeed going to return back onto our heritage. Okay? So that's just another example of Jake scattered throughout the 4 corners of the earth, bugged out, right? Jake out there catching a wine, bugged out. And again, like I said, kind of reminds me of Benjamin. I think it is Benjamin. You didn't go there. Don't go there. Right? It kind of reminds me of Benjamin. It might be Benjamin. If it isn't, it isn't. They're still Israelites. Okay? They're still Israelites. And that's clear to see. So with that, I'm going to say, oh, praise unto Yahbashim, Asai, Bashim, Korah, Dash, double honors unto the apostles of great millstone. Honest your brothers that be pushing this truth in sincerity. Shalom.